What's going on, guys? Today I'm back with another H.A.T format replay review for you guys. If you're interested in sending in your H.A.T format replays, you can go down to the video description and find all the information on how to go about sending those in. Anyways, the matchup I have for you today, we have RMYGO, who is going to be on kind of like a Synchron artifact deck. I don't really know how to describe it. This is actually like a concept I've kind of dealt with a little bit and been trying to work on my own version of. I think there's a lot of cool unexplored synergies with the Synchron stuff and artifacts in general. For example, things like Quick Draw Synchron being able to discard artifacts to then bring back with things like Call of the Haunted, or just in general, the Synchron stuff is really good at making level 5 synchros and a handful of other things that we'll have to see if RM had kind of the same concept of, versus Odyssey Icaros, who is going to be on Spellbook. So this should be a very interesting matchup, so let's get straight into it. Here, it looks like RM does win the rock, paper, scissors, and we'll get to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Artifact Sanctum, Dark Hole, Bottomless, Synchron Explorer, and Max C. And on the other side, we do see Blue Boy, Spellbook of Eternity, Solemn Warning, Crescent, and High Priestess. So here, RM will get to start this one out by drawing, getting a copy of Tuning. Very good. Here, they're going to add a copy of Junk Synchron and then send the top card of their deck, which is going to be a Synchron Explorer, which is very good given they just added the Junk Synchron. Here, they're going to normal the Junk Synchron, which is going to allow them to bring back the Synchron Explorer, and then Synchro for a Magical Android. Okay, kind of cool. This obviously being a very popular Edison card, and also, I guess for H.A.T format, it is a level 5 light monster, so, you know, being able to make things like Pleiades with it and stuff, but this says, during each of your end phases, gain 600 life points for each Psychic-type monster you currently control, so obviously it will gain 600 for itself. But anyways, after that, it looks like RM is just going to set to back row and over to Odyssey, who gets a copy of Wisdom for turn. Here they're going to go Crescent, revealing Secrets, Master, and Fate. And they get the copy of Fate. Next, they're going to summon the Blue Boy. RM's going to think for a second. They say it's good, adding a copy of Secrets. After that, Sanctum is going to be able to be activated, going and summoning a copy of Moraltech being able to pop the copy of Blue Boy. Obviously, in a lot of situations, that's very good to get the Spellcaster off the board, but here Odyssey is able to go for the High Priestess, and they're going to reveal just 3 of the spellbooks in hand to special summon it. Here, Max C is chained, so RM will get to draw, getting a copy of Moraltech, and then they're going to go Bottomless on the summon, but Wisdom is going to be able to be activated to protect it. Here, it looks like Secrets is going to be able to be activated here, adding a copy of Master. Okay, next they're going to go Master, adding Power. Obviously, you know, RM knew which of the spellbook spells were in hand, so he just didn't reveal there. He already knew that he had one. Here, banishing the copy of Secrets to pop the Android. After that, activating Power to boost up the High Priestess to 35, attacking over the Moraltech and then searching a tower. After that, it looks like Eternity is going to be activated in main phase 2, adding back the Secrets, activating Towers, setting the copy of Fate and the Warning, and over to RM, who now gets a copy of Call of the Haunted, which is very good, going Dark Hole, clearing out the High Priestess, summoning Synchron Explorer, which I guess I'll go over real quick. It says when this card's normal summon, you can target 1 Synchron monster in your graveyard, special summon that target, but negate its effects. So here, obviously activating, or trying to, but it looks like that's going to be met with Warning. In most cases, I would assume he was going to be summoning back the Junk Synchron here, just to make another level 5. But yeah, the Warning is going to check that, then setting 2, and back over to Odyssey, who gets another copy of High Priestess in Standby Phase Tower, can then activate, putting back Eternity and drawing into a copy of Life. That's really good. Activate Life, revealing Secrets, banishing Blue Boy to summon the High Priestess. And RM's going to think here. He goes for the Call of the Haunted, and Fate is going to be activated to banish the Call of the Haunted, so it won't resolve here. And then Odyssey's just going to go Battle Phase, push in for 25. Main Phase 2, go for Secrets. Secrets add Blue Boy. Blue Boy summon Search, a copy of Eternity. And then the High Priestess is going to banish Fate to... what just happened there? Why did the life go to graveyard here? Maybe, did they pop that? Target the card on the field, so they pop this and this one. Okay, so I guess they were just doing that so they could cycle through it maybe. And then, yeah, they used the Eternity, and I believe they added back the Fate there. Here, Arm gets a copy of Mathematician for turn, summons the Mathematician. Odyssey says it's good. Sending a copy of Synchro Fusionist. Really cool card. I like that a lot. Back in like 2015, 2016, I want to say, I played a lot of Synchro Fusionist and stuff, so always a cool card. But anyways, here it looks like Arm's going to go to battle phase and try to run over this blue boy. And it's going to go to graveyard over to Odyssey, who gets a Secrets for turn, and then Tower putting back Eternity, getting another draw, this time getting a copy of Wisdom. Here, High Priestess is going to activate, banishing the life to pop the Mathematician. Secrets is then activated to add a copy of Eternity. And Eternity to add back Master. And Master, reveal Wisdom to copy, I'm guessing, Eternity there to add back life. After that, just going to battle phase, pushing in for more damage, you know, the usual Spellbook stuff. And unfortunately, Arm gets a copy of Instant Fusion, so that is just game. Moving on into game number 2, Arm will get to start this one out. And let's see, opening hands, we see Mathematician, Artifact Mermail, Artifact Ignition, Call the Haunted, and Reinforcement of the Army. So pretty solid hand. And on the other side, we see High Priestess, Spellbook of the Master, Justice, Blue Boy, and Tower. So also a very strong hand from Odyssey here, and Arm will get to draw here, getting a copy of Junk Synchron. So here, Arm will start out by activating Rhoda to add a copy of Junk Synchron. After that, Mathematician is going to be normal summon, sending a copy of Synchro Fusionist, setting 3 back row over to Odyssey, who gets another copy of Blue Boy, which they're just going to set here, probably trying to play around in case these are Fiendish Chains or Breakthroughs or something along those lines. Here, Arm gets a copy of Imperial Iron Wall, which we've been seeing this pop up a little bit more, and especially in this matchup, it is extremely strong because it's going to turn off things like Fate and kind of make the Eternities dead and stuff. But anyways, here Arm is going to normal summon the Junk Synchron, which can then bring back the Synchro Fusionist. And real quick, this says if this card is sent to the graveyard as Synchro Material or as a Synchro Material monster, you can add 1 spell card from your deck to your hand that is Polymerization or has Fusion in the card's name, except the Fusion Wave Motion. Kind of a weird wording on that. But anyways, the idea here now that I'm seeing is kind of how I mentioned at the beginning, just being able to easily make 5s. So you can synchro with the Junk Synchron and the Fusionist into a level 5 synchro, and then Fusionist can add a copy of Instant Fusion, which you can then activate and summon something like a Ojama Knight, and then go into a rank 5 Xyz monster. So probably going for something, I want to say like an Armades maybe, or even another copy of the magical android, and then you can go for Pleiades and stuff like that. Just if I had to guess here, which they are going to synchro summon, and here, okay, going for Armades, and then Fusionist activating, getting a copy of Instant Fusion, as I mentioned. This time, instead of going for that, though, they are going to just go battle phase and run over the Blue Boy, which won't be able to be activated because of the Armades, and then push in for 1500. Next, going to main phase 2, Arm will activate that Instant Fusion, summoning the Ojama Knight and going for a copy of Pleiades. Next, setting the Imperial Iron Wall, and over to Odyssey, who's going to have to do something here because, you know, this deck is starting to gain some advantage and stuff. Here, they do get the copy of Crescent, which they're going to activate, revealing Secrets, Wisdom, and Fate. And here they get the copy of Secrets, which is very good, activating Secrets to add Wisdom to protect from some of this back row once they start making a push. But here it looks like on the resolution, I'm guessing, or I don't think that was on the summon of Blue Boy, the Iron Wall is going to be activated here. Blue Boy will be able to trigger, adding another copy of Secrets. And next, Master to copy Secrets to add Power. Power's activated. And then from here, it looks like the High Priestess is going to attempt to be activated here. Obviously, they don't have to worry about debunk because the Iron Wall is here. And that is going to be special summon here. Arm's going to think. And the High Priestess is going to try to attack into the Pleiades. But here, Arm is going to activate Ignition to pop the Moral Attack. And it looks like Odyssey's just going to scoop it up there. Dealing with Iron Wall is pretty rough. And the obviously the Pleiades activation is also still going to be live there. So moving on into game number 3, Odyssey will get to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Iron Wall, Call the Haunted, Ignition, Warning, and Rhoda. And on the other side, we see Breakthrough, Crow, Temperance, Justice, and Fate. So unfortunately, not the strongest hand here from Odyssey. Even going first, they are going to need something to be able to trigger, say, the Justice here. Or even the Temperance if they really wanted to, but I would assume starting out they're going to go for the Temperance if they're able. Here getting a Blue Boy, okay, so they do have something. Unfortunately, it's going to kind of be a little rough to start out. Here they're going to add Secrets. Secrets will probably, oh, not even activating the Secrets. Interesting. Maybe not wanting to show that they already have Fate, because if they really had wanted to cycle through a little more, maybe they could have gone like Secrets into Master, reveal Fate, copy Secrets, add something else just to at least, make the Fate a little more live or even get a tower. But it is kind of an awkward hand here, but just passing it over here, Arm is going to draw for turn, getting a copy of Synchron Explore, going Rhoda for Junk Synchron. After that, summon the Junk Synchron just as a beater to run over the copy of Blue Boy here. And main phase 2, setting for back row over to Odyssey, who is now getting a copy of Wisdom, so that's good into back row. Here, normal summoning the Justice, activating the Secrets, but Iron Wall is going to be activated again, and they do add the Master, as I mentioned before. Activating Master, revealing Fate, copying the Secrets to add Tower. So basically what I said before, and from here going Battle Phase to run over the Junk Synchron, activating Tower, back over to Arm, who gets another copy of Iron Wall. Normal summons the Synchron Explore, but that is met with a Breakthrough skill, so Arm's going to think here, going Call the Haunted to bring back the Junk Synchron regardless, and Synchro for that magical android, which is going to go and attack over the copy of Justice. Obviously, Justice wasn't able to use its effect because of the Iron Wall during Odyssey's end phase the past turn. Going to end phase, Android is going to gain some life. Here, Odyssey gets a copy of Power. And then in standby phase, Tower is going to attempt to be activated, but the Ignition is going to check that, setting a copy of Moral Tech. Here, Odyssey can then go and summon the Temperance, activate Wisdom, and tribute it off. And unfortunately, that is met with a warning, so Arm is kind of locking it down right now. Here, drawing a copy of Soul Charge, activating the Soul Charge, going for Junk Synchron and Synchron Explore. Probably trying to synchro for Armades to go for a Pleiades. Kind of a fun saying there. Next, activating the Pleiades to bounce the Call of the Haunted to get more pressure, as well as setting the other Iron Wall here back over to Odyssey, who gets an MST, which might be good, but here Arm gets, what is that, the third Iron Wall? Okay, so they had all the Iron Walls going to battle phase and attacking in, going Call of the Haunted to bring back the Android, pushing in for more damage, and now the pressure is really on. In the end phase, the Android is going to gain some more life, and Odyssey, unfortunately, just has to scoop it up there, not seeing any sort of spellcaster or anything, or any way to apply pressure, especially through this Iron Wall. So Arm does take it. Honestly, again, a really cool concept of a deck, and definitely hoping to see more of a deck like this. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. Comment any questions or videos you want to see in the future. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notified anytime I put a new video out. Share this video with your friends. And don't forget to go down to the video description to find out how you can send in your hat format replays. But anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video.